Good day as we begin our fifth week of this Lenten season. This weekend we heard the gospel from the raising of Lazarus. It brought to mind, for me, Auden's poem, Funeral Blues, from, if you remember it, from the movie Four Weddings and a Funeral. The poem's not just about death, it's really a meditation on love, loss, and the way that grief reshapes our entire world. Martha and Mary are grieving. They hear the Lord say, they say to the Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. How human, how familiar. We believe, but we also question. We trust, but we also wonder where God is at times. Jesus wept at the loss of his friend Lazarus. I'm sure that Martha and Mary felt the same as we hear in the poem. The speaker in the poem calls for the whole world to just stop, expressing a deep truth about grief. When we lose someone that we love, time itself feels broken. The routines and noises of ordinary life become almost offensive because they continue as if nothing has changed. Yet for the grieving heart, everything has changed. When love is lost, time feels emptied of purpose. As the poem goes forward, the scale of grief seems to expand and deepen. When we suffer, we want the world to acknowledge it. We want others to see that something sacred has been lost. In this, Auden certainly touches a communal truth. Mourning is not meant to be carried alone. It's called for witness, for shared recognition, for compassion. The closing lines calls for the stars to be put out, the sun dismantled, and the ocean drained. Not really expressions of despair. It's a testimony to the magnitude of love. Auden gives permission in his poem to grieve fully, without rushing to resolution. Jesus understands that Mary and Martha are disoriented by their grief. He does not correct them. He says, I am the resurrection and the life. But he gives permission to Mary and Martha to grieve fully. And Jesus himself wept. So God does not stand at a distance from our human suffering. God enters it, God feels it, God weeps with us. And then in the parable comes the command, Lazarus, come out. And the dead man comes out, still bound hand and foot, face wrapped in a cloth. But that's the hope that Jesus gives to all of us at our death. And Jesus tells us, I will give you the grace to come out of your grief when you're ready, to come out of the tomb of grief. I will give you the grace to carry on without your loved one's physical presence. The story of Lazarus impacts all of us as humans who experience great joy with those we love and deep grief when they die. But it's not the end of the story for our loved one or for those of us in grief. Let each of us hear this message of deep hope as we get closer to our celebration of Easter. Have a peaceful week.